guys, Dave here. When you start vaping, there's a lot of new terminology to get used to. There's words that you hear thrown around and terms you hear thrown around as if everybody just knows exactly what you're talking about. You've got ego, you have your pro tank, there's the nemesis, and then there is the Vamo. This is the new Vamo, the Vamo V5, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. Got it here in brushed stainless steel finish with a Kangaroo tank sat on here, also brushed stainless steel. To those of you that don't know the Vamo, where have you been? Where have you been? Everybody knows the Vamo, right? Surely. The Vamo V5 uses the look and the body of the Vamo V2 with the electrics of the Vamo V3. That's my understanding at least. The Vamo V4 doesn't exist. That's the strange thing. We went from, I guess it's the 2 plus the 3 gives you the V5. So there is no V4. If you're Googling Vamo V4, that's why you can't find it. There isn't one. I think what we'll do, we're going to the close-ups. I'll show you how this comes in the box, how you put it together, talk a little bit about the features. This is variable voltage, variable wattage. It will read the ohms of the atomizer, all singing, all dancing. We'll talk about how you navigate through the screen and how you change the settings, and then we'll come out, we'll talk a bit more about it and how it's been performing for me. So I'll see you in the close-up in a sec, guys. So this is how the Vamo comes in the box. I received this from replacesmoke.com in Greece. Shipping time really good, comparable to anything I've ordered in the UK. So it costs €55, and here it is. So this is it. Straight away when you open the box, it will be in 18650 mode. You can also use this in 18350 mode, which I'll show you as we get further into the video. And this is it up close. So you have 510 threading. You also have Ego threading, so you can use this with CE4, CE5 type clearomisers. You can use this with EVODs. Anything with that type of threading is going to go straight on here. This top section can be removed, similar to the Coolfire 1. Main difference being that you don't have air holes in these sections here. These are just kind of decorative, but you can get to all this for cleaning. Makes it nice and easy, nice and accessible. And then that'll screw straight back on there. Now I have, I believe, got an 18650 battery in here. Yes, I do. So this is your bottom cap and hot spring. You've got a hole in the bottom of there for battery venting, and let's have a little look at the menu on this. Now this is 5-click on and 5-click off, and when it comes on you're going to get that little system on message there. This is your main power button. You then have plus and minus. That's what you're going to see when you fire, and I have that set to show the watts at the moment, so that was vaping at 10 watts. One thing I really like about this is I set this to show the watts. I set it to vape at 10 watts. I've removed the battery, put the battery back in, and it remembers where I had it set. That's a really nice thing that I like about this. The screen itself I like because it's horizontal, so you don't have to be tilting this while you're using it to read what it's saying. It's nice and clear. You've got the buttons underneath the screen, so nice and accessible and easy to use, and this is all clear, easy to see. If you hold down the right hand button I'm going to put something on here. It will read the ohms of the atomizer that you're using, or the resistance of the atomizer that you're using. So, just to demonstrate that, I'm going to hold that down there, and it will tell you that this is using a 2 ohm coil. Really useful, really handy. The Vamo will not fire under 1.2 ohms, I believe. So, not something you're going to be sub-ohming on. And you will just get a little message on here telling you low ohm, and it won't fire. We'll still read the resistance, but it's not going to work and allow you to vape that resistance coil. So that's the right hand button. It's going to read your ohms. Left hand button, if you hold that down for, I think it's 10 seconds, it will come up and it'll tell you what method or what mode this is in. So that's saying output mean. Hold it down again, it's going to change to RMS. There we go. Now, it takes quite a long time to do that, but that isn't something you're going to do very often, if at all. I recommend you set this in RMS and leave it in RMS. It's going to give you the most accurate performance. Basically, it's how the Vamo computes the signal of the atomizer and how it responds to it, I think. That's how I would describe it. So it's either using a mean average or root mean square, which is a more accurate way of doing it. So set it to RMS, leave it in RMS, you're absolutely fine. And the fact that you have to hold that down for so long, it's very, very unlikely you're ever going to change that accidentally. So I like the fact that that takes a little while to do. Right hand side is going to allow you to adjust whatever you have it set to. So that's taking the watts up, and it will go up to 15 watts, and then it's going to cycle round again back to 3 watts. And we'll put this back to 10, which is where it is set. And that will disappear in a second. And there you are, vaping at 10 watts. Left hand side similarly is going to just adjust it the other way, so it'll go down to 3, and once it gets to 3 it's going to come back around to 15, and it moves in 0.5 watt increments. When you press both of these buttons together, it's going to take you into the menu system. So you can see here you have power of voltage. The left hand button is going to enter that section of the menu, really, and then you can scroll up and down through it. So that's going to decide whether you want a voltage output or a power output or a wattage output. Whatever you leave that on is what it's going to set to. So that's now power output, and it's going to show the wattage on there. Press 2 again, go back into the menu. Number 2 on that menu is your LCD display, and number 3 is the LCD on and off. So you can choose to turn this screen off altogether, and then it's going to vape, but you're not going to see anything on there. Press the 2 again to go back into the menu. Switch the LCD display on, and it's back on. And then the final option in there is the LCD display itself, and that will, when I get back in, that will tell you whether it's displaying the power, whether it's displaying the resistance, or whether it is displaying the battery life, which is a really useful little feature, I find. So that's going to tell you that at the moment this battery is at 4 volts. You can choose it to show that, and it's going to show you the life of the battery, or the power that the battery is putting out at that time. So you're not going to let it run dangerously low, and you can keep an eye on it so you know when you're going to have to be charging this up. You can also set the LCD display to show the, well, we got battery, power or resistance, and if you've got it set to voltage, it will display the voltage rather than the power. So I'm going to leave that on display power. You can see what we're vaping at here, 10 watts again. That really is all that there is to this system. It's really simple, really easy to use. If it looks complicated at first, you get used to it really quickly, and it's nice and easy to navigate around. The buttons themselves are nice and clicky, feel solid and well made, and that's it. That's all there is to this mod. It does everything you could want, I guess. This is in 18650. Now, to use this in 18350 mode, which is how I tend to use it out of the house, I'm going to take out your 18650 battery. This section can be removed. Pop in a little 18350 and put on your battery cap. Where are we? There we go. And that's it in 18350 mode, so a little bit more discreet. Still not a small mod, you know, it's still a decent sized mod, but it's a lot more subtle in that mode. This is a big mod in 18650, it really is. This hot spring in here is a little kind of safety feature, I guess, so this will collapse if it gets hot and stop this firing. So that's your little built-in safety feature. The mod itself comes in 3 finishes, so it comes in a gunmetal black, chrome, or this brushed stainless steel. What I like about this is the brushed stainless steel is going to keep looking like this. It doesn't matter how old this mod is, it's still going to look like this. Doesn't mark, it doesn't scratch easily. That's what I like about it. The gunmetal finish, or the kind of black metal finish, tends to wear over time, and similarly with the chrome plating has been known to come off as well, so I really like the stainless steel versions of this. So there we go, guys, that is the Vamo. It's got his little cheeky face here. We'll come back out to a wide angle shot and take some vapes from it, and I'll tell you how it's been performing for me. So see you there. Hey guys, got it set back up, 18650 mode. The Vamo, been around a while, it's an infamous name. I can see why. Now this is the first Vamo that I've owned. Can't really compare it to earlier versions other than what I've read or what I've seen in other reviews. I really like it, and it vapes superbly well, it really does. This is €55, so it's not an expensive mod, really. It's a nice step up from Ego type batteries and Ego setups. Maybe you have something like a Vision Spinner or something along those lines, Ego Twist, something like that, and you're wanting the next thing, you want to know where to go from there. This is perfect in my opinion, because it's not a whole lot more money, but it's a whole lot more mod. You've got variable voltage, variable wattage. If you're wanting to get into building your own coils and things like that. Don't do that unless you have some way of reading the resistance, which this will do for you. This is going to show you the resistance of the atomizer you have on here. I love the fact that it can show the battery life or the battery output, so you can work out how long you've got left on that battery. That I find really useful. I use it a lot. Feels robust and well made. I've seen many people saying they've kind of abused their Vamo and they've not looked after it really as well as they should, and it's still working as well as it was on day one. Don't abuse it, but it's always nice to know, isn't it, that these things are going to last. One thing I've heard is that on earlier versions of this, the 510 threads weren't great, as in they were a little weak. These feel absolutely fine to me. It's not something that jumped out at me and I thought they don't feel like good threads or anything. Feels like anything else I use. But that's one thing with the earlier versions, so perhaps they've addressed that in this, the V5. I really don't have any complaints about this. For the price you're paying, you're getting a lot, in my opinion. I don't know what more you could want from a mod. Really, I don't know what you could want a mod to do that this doesn't do, and it does it for €55. I think it's awesome. I do think it's awesome, and I really do like the stainless steel finish. I've been using it a lot with the aero tank because I think they look great together. And I've used this a hell of a lot since I got it because it is just so consistent and reliable. I know it's not going to let me down, and that's what I like about it. So I want to say a huge thank you to Elias at Replace Smoke for sending this out. Check out the website. He's got a lot of awesome stuff on there. Really nice guy, really helpful. Thank you very much to you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.